On Kochie's Business Builders, getting down to basics. A small business eco-warrior learns how to set up for long-term success. Plus, the Perth woman who took her business idea to Silicon Valley and eventually created a billion-dollar baby. And the men who set out on a mission to overhaul the hospitality industry. Learn how they did it. Hello and welcome to Kochie's Business Builders. Look, one of the fundamental things I keep coming across in this job is that not all businesses start out the same or have the same end goals. But even though every business is different, the basic business framework owners should be putting into place isn't. By having a clear business plan, goals and a strategy, businesses can streamline their operations, monitor their outcomes and improve revenue, which is exactly what this small business owner wants to do for her eco-friendly business, Banish. This is Lottie DL, who's passionate about giving every Australian the tools they need to reduce their waste and ecological footprint. Now that Lottie's through the startup phase, she wants to ensure the success she's had continues. Unsure where to start, we sent in Julie Patterson from NAB to talk her through the business basic framework she'll need to put into place.
So Lottie, tell me about your business, Banish.
So Banish is an online store and education platform that focuses on helping Australians reduce their waste.
How long have you been operating?
We launched Banish on March 1st last year, so on Clean Up Australia Day, so it's been almost 15 months now.
And how have you found the journey so far?
It's been amazing. It's just been like a complete whirlwind. When I launched, we hadn't yet had the plastic bag ban in Coles and Woolworths, so I thought that I was jumping on somewhat of a trend, but I didn't realise how big it would actually be.
So Lottie, as you've probably discovered, small business owners wear a lot of hats. How have you been managing your time?
I probably haven't been, honestly. One day I'll be the accountant, the next I'll be kind of business manager, the next I'll be shipping orders. And I feel like at the moment, honestly, I'm just chasing my tail. I'm loving every minute of it, but I'm finding it hard to even take a breath.
So what are you particularly interested in getting help with?
I know the benefit of having a clear structure and a strategy, but I don't really know where to start.
So do you have a plan for the future, or are you kind of just going day to day at the moment?
Honestly, it's day to day. If I'm lucky, it could be month to month. So I'd really love some help with how I can work out what's next. And there's so many ideas that I've got. I'm kind of boiling over with them, but I don't really know where to start.
Lottie, you mentioned before that you are a retail and education platform, which seem like quite different goals. So how do you split your time and priorities between those two distinct goals?
In terms of juggling my time, at the moment it kind of is a bit here or there. There's not really a distinct hourly split. I don't kind of say, okay, it's time to now move on to the education side of things. It just really comes and goes.
How have you built your customer base in your business?
I think you have to be vulnerable. You've got to open yourself up for criticism. I speak to small businesses every day and they go, oh, I just don't want to put my face to the brand. And it is scary, and I do get negative feedback every now and again, but I get so many more people messaging me saying, oh, thank you so much. I'm now using a bamboo toothbrush, or I've started remembering my bag more because of you. And I think that's been really rewarding for me, not only from a sales perspective, but just personally, it's great. And it is the reason why I started Banish.
I think the key point is to start really investing some time in planning and getting some good support in terms of planning. Your vision is really clear, but it's how does that vision become something that can be clearly articulated to people who want to partner with you, but also then to formulate that vision into real goals. And once you've got those goals really clear, what are the steps and the metrics that actually are going to measure whether those goals are being successful. And that's what's going to allow you to actually really prioritize where your time and energy needs to be spent going forward. So I think the two things that I would really encourage you to think about is, firstly, how do I really take the time to strategically plan for my business and what that's going to look like in the short, medium and longer term, but also what partnerships do I need to invest in now? Even though it might feel like it's quite lofty at this stage, it's never too early to invest in the right level of partnerships that are actually going to really propel your business into the future.
Coming up, how your business plan can help you achieve your goals and stay on track. Does your business operate online? A new Norton LifeLock survey has found a big proportion of business owners are wary of their data being compromised around tax time. 8 in 10 small businesses are particularly worried about online identity theft. So, what's sparking these concerns? Small businesses say they distrust the digitised tax process. Owners are required to share a long list of personal details, including PAYG forms and tax file numbers. Almost half of respondents claim to have been targeted by phone, email or text by cyber criminals impersonating the ATO. So, how do you protect your business from cyber criminals? Remember, the ATO will never ask for your tax file number or bank details via email or SMS. Plus, if you receive a suspect call or text, get in touch with the ATO directly. And finally, if you're filing your taxes online, use a secure Wi-Fi connection or a VPN.
My name is Kochie from Naked Foods, and I love small business.
We think it's time to shine a light on the businesses making an impact, locally, nationally and globally. Together with our friends at Google, we're putting together Kochie's Business Builders Power List. To check out more and keep up to date, head to our website. You're watching Kochie's Business Builders. This week, we're helping a small business owner understand why it's essential to have a business plan in place following a very successful starter. Julie Patterson from NAB is helping Lottie DL come up with some goals and a strategy that will help her drive her business into the future.
So how do I make sure that we stick to the vision as the business grows?
I like to think of a vision and the strategic goals underlying that vision as a real anchor, because if you find yourself going in a certain pathway, you can actually check in, hang on, am I being really true to my strategic goals and my vision? The other thing then is actually to define your metrics. Now, don't be afraid to change the definition of what those metrics look like, but actually having real definition of what success is going to look like and what it's going to look like once you've achieved your goals actually is another really good anchor to having a kind of a North Star vision for your business to work towards.
So Julie, I'm obviously really passionate about reducing waste all around Australia, but how do I focus on my vision and less on the business itself?
That's something that's facing a lot of small businesses because they get caught up in the doing rather than actually chasing the vision that made you start the business in the first place. So I think it's just really important to think about what it is that you want and what it is that you really want to achieve. But secondly, who are the partnerships that can help you? Because you'd be quite surprised at how many people do want to help you and feel equally as passionate. Don't be surprised if it feels like it's people that shouldn't be incredibly passionate about reducing waste, like somebody in a bank or somebody in the government, because there are really passionate people, but they kind of need the opportunity to get to know you. So finding connectors is really important.
Should I also be thinking about outsourcing?
You'll find the answer when you tap into your vision and what your strategic goals are. So again, that's the other benefit of having strategic goals and vision. You can see whether certain pathways will be compatible to that.
So how can NAB help with everyday business basics?
Well, like you, Lottie, we really believe in education as well. So we have lots of resources on our webpage, but we also have partnerships with some other groups as well. So we work with groups like Launchpad, who actually help startups And we work closely with entrepreneurial groups to actually help new businesses as well. But really it comes down to quite simple, actually having someone who wants to partner with you.
Would I have a single point of contact with someone at NAB?
We prefer to think of a NAB coalition that can support you, because what we know about small business is that they use more channels than anyone else in our bank, any of our customers. And they also do not work 9 to 5. So what's really important is that we recognise that and we evolve our business to meet how small business operate. So we actually have a 7-day-a-week support offering for business banking customers in small business that's available over the phone with extended hours.
So is there anything that I could be changing or implementing right now that would have a huge impact on the success of Banish?
Well, there's so much that you've achieved so far in this 15 months, Lottie, so congratulations. The one thing that I think that would make a massive difference to your business, both in the short and longer term, is to actually get to really revisit your business plan and your strategic plan and be really clear on what those strategic goals are and what success will look like into the future. And I think that will really prioritise your time.
So, if you've started your business, but still don't have your business basics in place, then this is what you need to do. Firstly, clearly outline your vision. Then, set goals that will help you bring that vision to life. After that, put a strategy in place to achieve those goals. And also, define your business's metrics and measure them regularly. And then finally, utilise education resources that are available to you, like those on the NAB website. All the best, Lottie. I hope you get your business basics in place so your business continues to grow and prosper. Good luck with that. Time now for Pillars of Success, helping to build solid foundations for your small business. This week, we're focusing on sustainability.
This week's Pillar of Success is all about the sustainability journey. As the popular saying goes, sustainability is a journey, not a destination, and this applies to all businesses. Many get overwhelmed by the scale of the challenge and then give up. Don't fall into this trap. You have a vital role to play and you have benefits to reap. Start small, be focused, get one thing right and then move on to the next. With sustainability, it's so important to at least make the start of the journey. Often the hardest step is the first one, but that's the most important. Celebrate the small gains, build on them, and then embed them into your company's DNA. This will equip you for the future. In a way, it'll future-proof you and give you the ability to evolve with the time. And remember, sustainability today is fundamentally a modern business practice that also has positive environmental impacts.
Still to come, the woman who spotted a gap in the graphic design space and created a billion-dollar business.
Hi, I'm Hamish and this is Ben, and we're the owners of Applejack Hospitality. Applejack is one of Sydney's leading hospitality groups, currently comprising of 9 brands. Some of our brands are Bop and Tone, which is where we are today, the Butler in Potts Point, SoCal over in Neutral Bay, and the Botanist in Kirribilli.
Our top 3 tips for success are, number 1, find the best advice you can and find mentors. Surround yourself with great solicitors, bookkeepers, accountants, and insurance.
Number 2, invest in people. It's really important that you have the right people working for your business and they represent your brand properly. So spend the time to invest in appropriate onboarding software, recruit the right people, have people do the recruiting for you who know what they're doing, and make sure you get it right from the start.
And last but not least, tip number 3 is push yourself outside the comfort zone. Take risks, but make sure they're calculated.
And they're our top 3 tips to success. Good luck on your journey.
Now to a business that's taking over the graphic design space around the world. Canva was the brainchild of Melanie Perkins. She wanted to create a platform for anyone and everyone to create stunning designs. It's now a multi-billion-dollar operation. But in 2011, when Canva only existed as a pitch deck, it was Melanie's determination that helped her to succeed.
So Canva is an online design platform that makes it really simple for anyone to create an awesome design, whether that's a presentation or social media graphic or marketing materials. Even if you've had absolutely no design experience before, we want to make it really simple. I was at university and I was teaching design programs, and I thought they were really complicated and that in the future they should all be online and collaborative and a lot simpler than these really hard desktop programs. And it's been pretty incredible to see that vision now turn into reality and being used by so many people across the globe. We have customers from 190 countries. We have more than 15 million people using Canva every month now. And that's growing phenomenally quickly. So yeah, it's everyone from social media marketers to students. We've got 50,000 schools using Canva. It's absolutely incredible, just the huge spread of our customers across the globe. Like one lady found her birth mother by creating a poster on Canva that went viral on Facebook, and she found her birth mother. Then there's just so many incredible stories, which is what really inspires our team. It was 3 years between initially meeting an investor and actually landing investment, and so much time. I've spent about 9 months in San Francisco. I went there twice until my visa expired. There was a lot of pitching and a lot of rejection. I pitched so many investors and everyone was just, there were so many different reasons why they rejected us at that point in time, but it was definitely worth persevering. I actually met an amazing guy, Lars Rasmussen, who co-founded Google Maps, and that was based here in Sydney. And we ended up finding our co-founder and our CTO out of Google, and they had had experience building huge companies before. Lars had had the experience of building something that was used by so many millions of people across the globe. And I think meeting him completely transformed my idea of what was possible. Right from the earliest days, we really wanted to create a company that we wanted to work in. And so every decision that we've made has really been around that. So, for example, we will have lunch together every day, and that's a really important part of our culture because it means that you're getting to know people outside those that you're working with, and getting to know people as actual people, which is pretty cool and really important. Every single day brings new challenges that you would never expect. But I think that's part and parcel of having a startup, is you just have to figure out the next problem, figure out a solution, and that just happens on a daily basis. So it's everything from, in the early stages, it was a lot of external locus of control. I was trying to get investors to want to invest. I was trying to get people to join my team. I was trying to get engineers to be excited by what we were doing. I was trying to get our get people up to the right technical bar, all the different things that were required. Nowadays, I feel like my challenges are more, we've 600 people, and the challenges that 600 people bring are remarkably different to when you're just a couple of people around a table. And so thinking about how we best structure our company to ensure that everyone's still setting crazy big goals. There's just every single day brings new challenges, which I really like solving problems. I quite like, the harder they are, the more inspired I am to solve them.
I just love the Canva story. Mel is one of the world's few female tech leaders and hopes to inspire other women out there with her own story. She also made the inaugural Kochie's Business Builders Power List, which is shining a light on people impacting the startup and small business ecosystem. Good on you, Mel. Coming up, Word on the Street, where we find out what business owners really think. It's time for Word on the Street, helping to answer some of your biggest questions. This week, we asked, what keeps you awake at night?
What keeps me awake as a business owner is definitely just watching the trade reports come through at the end of the night to see how much money we made or didn't make that day.
Apart from my kids, I think I do sort of like to always think about how I can extend myself that little bit further, how I can reach new clients, how I can learn something more, how I can add better value to my offering as well.
That our customers are happy and that they're able to grow mushrooms in the variable climates in Australia.
What keeps me awake at night is big corporations not taking responsibility for the amount of waste that they're producing every hour, minute, second of the day.
What keeps me awake at night today is basically not be able to delivering, a fantastic customer service, not be able to actually do things the way I want to.
When I wake up at night, my mind just begins racing on all the things that I want to do to kind of get to the next level.
Nothing keeps me awake at night. I'm not one of those business people who lie awake worrying and worrying. I guess I've just always been an amazing sleeper.
Coming up this week on Ask Kochie,
Hi Kochie, my name is Samantha Stanwell and I just launched an online business, brand new, called Strong by S. I created this brand to empower and encourage women to be supported in embracing their curves and loving the skin and the shape that they're in. So I've actually used my hashtag from Instagram that I created through modeling, and it's hashtag my curves are in, which I've used actually on one of the clutches here, and I've done some scarves and some hair scarves as well that I've designed for the collection, the first one. So my question for you is, what is your best advice on streamlining the financial process of me being the sole financial trader of this business, being 24 and starting out on my own? Yeah, that's my question for you. I can't wait to hear back. Thanks, Kochie.
Don't miss that Facebook Live discussion on Tuesday from 12:30 Eastern. And of course, feel free to throw me any live questions you might have as well. You can catch up on this episode and plenty more at kochiesbusinessbuilders.com.au. Now, coming up in 2 weeks' time, a Kochie's Business Builders special. We're calling it Bricks and Clicks, where we transform businesses into e-commerce success stories. You can sign up to do the course as well. Just head to the website, bricksclicks.com.au. We'll see you there.